Hello and thanks for joining me, your sport pilot James Glover, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNTWOK, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sport every Tuesday, as is our tradition to do so. This week won't be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday and we're starting from the world of sport as it's our tradition to do so. But this week we'll be talking more on football, as we know that nations are participating on international break and hoping to book their place at the 2026 World Cup. And as such, we'll be starting from the home soil, starting from the African continent, talking about Team Nigeria, the Super Eagle, who has failed to qualify for the 2026 World Cup. They failed to do that automatically, and on the playoff, they were defeated by DR Congo over the weekend. 4-3 on penalty shootout. Is a devastating one for Team Nigeria and the Super Eagles at large, as they want to be participating in the 2026 World Cup. Remember that they were able to defeat Gabon 4-1, and they were hoping to go into the game against Congo with the spirit, but it was an early lead for the Super Eagles, but the leveler and dragging the match into a penalty shootout ensured that DR Congo won them, and they'll be playing at the CONCACAF qualification to see if they will be proceeding also to the 2026 World Cup after defeating Nigeria. It's a sad one for Team Nigeria, like I said, as they won't be participating in the World Cup 2026, as the last time that they participated was in the year 2018. They didn't participate in the last edition, and this year Nigerians' flag won't be blown around the world and won't be seeing Victor Osimhen grazing the occasion of the year 2026 World Cup. A devastating one for him as a person, a player of his caliber, not participating in the 2026 World Cup, and Nigeria also losing out of that as one of the greatest team in the world of football on the African soil. A devastating one for them, and we could see that Eric Shelley was showing his frustration after the penalty shootout, or during the penalty shootout, where Nigeria lost to DR Congo. Will DR Congo be able to participate in the 2026 World Cup? And if as such they'll be participating in the 2026 World Cup, it will be the first time that we'll be seeing their flags in the World Cup since the 70s in the world of football. A devastating one for Team Nigeria on African soil, but we talk about another exciting one that could be a kind of motivation for players this time around. Talking about individual award, we talk about the African Player of the Year final list being released by CAF, and we saw Achraf Hakimi in that list. We saw Mohamed Salah and Victor Osimhen in that list. Who deserve to win the African Player of the Year? Is it Achraf Hakimi, who had an incredible season with Paris Saint-Germain last season, winning 5 trophies? The only trophy he failed to win was the World Club Cup, where Paris Saint-Germain suffered a 3-0 defeat to Chelsea in that particular match. Does that prove to be enough for Achraf Hakimi to win the African Player of the Year? Or do you think Mo Salah, who was able to win the Premier League with Liverpool but has been suffering when it comes to form this season with Liverpool, do you think he is the one to win the African Player of the Year? Is it the Morocco player or the Egypt player, or do you think it's the Nigerian player that is supposed to win this trophy? Talking about Victor Osimhen winning the individual award of the Player of the Year in the African continent. Will he be able to take over from Ademola Lookman, who is the current holder of the award in the world of football? And switching our attention to Europe, we talk about Norway and talk about the Norwegian, the magician who has done it for Norway, as they will be participating in the World Cup 2026. It was a decisive match between them and Italy over the weekend, and Italy have just one job to do to defeat the Norway side 9-0, and we all know that that is going to take a lot of miracle for a side that have Erling Haaland who can stop scoring goals. He said he's the Norwegian that will just stop scoring goals, and in that particular match also he was able to score a brace, as we saw Norway defeating Italy 4-1, and they booked their spot at the 2026 World Cup. So we'll be seeing another prolific striker at the 2026 World Cup. You know that the last time that Norway participated in the World Cup was in the year 1998, and we'll be seeing the Norway is participating, and we'll be seeing Erling Haaland gracing that occasion. Like I said, he's a prolific striker in the world of football, and he has single-handedly shouldered them to the World Cup 2026. And I'm talking about men shouldering teams to the 2026 World Cup. We look at the Croatian side also, where Luka Modric played for. You remember in the year 2018, they were able to make it into the finals of that particular competition, where they were defeated, and this time around they'll be participating in the year 2026 World Cup. This will be the 5th time that we'll be seeing Luka Modric participating in the World Cup. Will he be able to take them that far? He's aging like fine wine as he plays for AC Milan currently in the world of football. And quickly, let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we'll continue right from where we stop. Welcome back, and we're still talking football. Of course, we talk about another exciting one as Portugal has booked their place in the 2026 World Cup. That means we'll be seeing Cristiano Ronaldo at the 2026 World Cup. The prolific and the iconic striker once again will be making his appearance felt and his presence felt in the 2026 World Cup. This is the 6th World Cup that Cristiano Ronaldo will be participating in. He is one of the players that have participated in 6 World Cups, and the other person in that list is nobody else than Lionel Messi, his arch rival. Portugal was able to make it to the World Cup 2026 in an emphatic way, defeating Armenia 9-1 in that match without Cristiano Ronaldo. You remember that the match against Ireland, Cristiano Ronaldo was shown a red card, and this means that he won't be participating in the next match. And without him, Portugal were able to put 9 goals past Armenia, where we saw Bruno Fernandes scoring an hat-trick. We saw Joao Neves also scoring an hat-trick. A team that without Cristiano Ronaldo that was supposed to be struggling are doing perfectly well in their match. And do you think that Cristiano Ronaldo CR7 is the one holding the Portugal team behind you? Remember, we saw their striker who stepped into his shoe in the person of Gonçalo Ramos also scoring a goal for the team. And do you think he should be dropped, or do you think Cristiano Ronaldo is the problem like every other person we say, particularly Lionel Messi fans across the globe? Do you think he should be dropped in the World Cup? We know that that isn't possible, as Roberto Martinez won't be dropping him, but in your suggestion, do you think he is the problem for the Portuguese side, who were able to put 9 goals past Armenia at their qualifying stage to book their place at the 2026 World Cup? They were unable to win with Ronaldo in the last international game, and also an emphatic victory for the Ireland, as they will be playing the qualification at the World Cup 2026. They'll be playing the playoff to see if they'll be participating at the World Cup 2026 after defeating Hungary 3-2 in that particular one. We saw Trump Parrot scoring an hat-trick. Remember, this man was the one that put the sword straight to the heart of Portugal, scoring a brace to help them win Portugal 2-0. Also scoring an hat-trick to help the Ireland win the Hungary side to participate in the playoff of the year 2026 World Cup. This is a decisive one for the young man who has been able to score 5 goals in just 2 matches, stepping into the shoes of the likes of Erling Haaland to help them participate at the playoff of the year 2026 World Cup. Will they be able to participate? We are yet to know that, as so many games will be played. We know that Italy will be playing in the playoff, Ireland will be playing in the playoff, and so many other teams will be playing in the playoff, and just a team have to participate at the 2026 World Cup. We are yet to know the team that will be participating in the year 2026 World Cup. And still talking about the event that will unfold over the weekend, particularly at the World Cup qualifiers, we talk about the England side, the three Lions who have already booked their place at the World Cup were able to win again over the weekend to 2-0, and this means that they have 100% record at their World Cup qualifiers. They have been able to play 8 games and they have won all 8 games, no draw, no defeat, and this time around they did that without considering any goal at the qualifying stage. We saw Harry Kane scoring a brace over the weekend, and this means that England didn't concede any goal at their World Cup qualifying stage, and they were able to score 22 goals against every country that they have played at the qualifying stage, and this means that they'll be going into the World Cup 2026 with high momentum, with full morale to win the 2026 World Cup, as you know that they are one of the favorites to do this, and they have everything it takes. They have a man in form in the person of Harry Kane. They have a good team that the likes of Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, we have Pope, we have Pickford, they are goalkeeping sport, and they have also been doing well for club and countries. Let's see if they'll be able to participate very well at the World Cup 2026. The World Cup 2026 promises to be a very great one for football lovers across the globe, but you also know that the African Cup of Nations will be taking place December to January in the world of football, as we'll be also hoping to witness that. A consolation is that Nigeria will be participating at the African Cup of Nations that will be taking place December, though they will be missing out of the World Cup in the year 2026. And this is the length at which we'll be going on this week episode of Sports Vibe on DNTWOK. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles at Sports Vibe on DNTWOK. Remain a law-abiding citizen. Thank you.